Well, something fishy is going on right now. There is a massive outage that has struck all over the globe, hitting phone services, internet services, banks, apps, and the whole 9 yards. And not much word from the mainstream media. And this happens, by the way, shortly after the Democrats' No King protest and yet another potential attempt on Donald Trump's life. However, this time, thankfully, the Secret Service managed to prevent anything from happening at all. But here we go. We have Democrats at the No Kings protest literally wishing for Donald Trump's death, wanting him to die, calling him a dictator. We have another attempt, yet potential attempt on his life. And then we have this massive outage. It just doesn't smell right to me. Something deeper is going on. And I'm going to dive into that, into this broadcast. Obviously, I sound a little different today. I've got a little bit of a cold. But I think this could work to my advantage. I believe, honestly, that YouTube has it out on my voice. And so they suppress things because of my voice. Well, so we shall see. So do me a favor, share this video with everyone you know and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go all the way up, hit subscribe and hit that like button. But before I dive into any of this, I got to give a shout out to my sponsor. You know, sometimes you see something and you think, I've got to have one of those in my life like yesterday. Well, these Trump sneakers that are gold are going to make you think just that. Take a look at these bad boys. They aren't just shoes. They're a full-on statement. They're bold. They're fearless. They're unapologetic and patriotic. And let me tell you, they don't just look good on your feet. They feel good as well. They're comfortable. They're lightweight and they are durable. But you know what's best about these is they send a message. And a message, by the way, that liberals are not going to like. That is why you should check these out ASAP. And you can even buy them as a gift. All you have to do to check these bad boys out is go to the MAGAoffers.com/Lisa. That's the MAGAoffers.com/Lisa. And right now, if you go to my site, you can get it for 15% off just for my audience only. And by the way, you want to hurry up and get a jump on this because they are only selling 1,000 pairs. So check it out now. Anyhow, if you want more information, click that more button or click the link in the description box below. So let's start first with the Democrats, right? Over the weekend, there was this No King protest. The Democrats claim they had like 7 million people there. That number is highly exaggerated. I actually don't believe it's accurate. There's other numbers saying it was about 650,000 people. I mean, from one side to the other, I think, who knows? But anyway, they're calling it one of the biggest protests of all time. It's not, absolutely not even close. But with that anyway, there was a Democrat, a state senator who attended this protest who was literally, in my opinion, saying he wanted Donald Trump to die. And then we have yet another attempt on Trump's life. But take a look at this. This is on the Gateway Pundit. Democrat state senator calls for Trump's death at a No King protest. Connecticut state senator Sand Anwar, a practicing physician and immigrant from Pakistan, is facing backlash after being photographed at the radical No Kings protest, holding a sign that read, "Let cholesterol do its job." And you can see the sign there, right? And it shows the McDonald's and some of the food that Donald Trump has advertised as eating. So obviously, that could be widely interpreted as a wish for President Trump to suffer or even die from health issues. So yeah, Lucy, we have a problem with this. And this is downright insane because we're talking about a sitting lawmaker and a medical doctor who says, we're going to protect life. And he's in there taking a picture, wishing someone, AKA Donald Trump, would die from cholesterol issues. And he's got a smile on his face. These people are literally sick in the head. But here's what happened to President Trump recently. And please keep him in your prayers. But Fox News, FBI investigates hunting stand with sightline to Trump's Air Force One exit area at the Palm Beach airport. It goes on to state this. It says exclusive, the U.S. Secret Service uncovered a suspicious hunting stand with a direct line of sight where President Donald Trump exits Air Force One at the Palm Beach International Airport. Officials told Fox News Digital. Agents found the stand on Thursday, and the FBI is now leading an investigation into the discovery. FBI Director Kash Patel said the hunting stand has not yet been connected to any individual. Prior to the president's return to Palm Beach, USSS discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand within sight of Air Force One landing zone. Patel told Fox News Digital no individuals were located at the scene. The FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying their cell phone analytic capabilities. The USSS Chief Communications, Anthony Guillemette, also confirmed the organization is working closely with the FBI in Palm Beach County. And in conclusion, he said that the agents discovered the hunting stand during their advanced security preparations prior to Trump's arrival at Palm Beach. And I say a big thank God for that. Like, thank you, Jesus. I think that is obviously really, really good. But take a look here at what Eric Trump, he actually shows the Fox News picture of it, but you can see the hunting stand there in that tree. And he says, hunting stand for all the whitetail on South Boulevard, located directly across the street from Palm Beach International Airport, in the median of a major highway, mind you, directly facing the Air Force One stairs by 200 yards. In other words, that hunting stand wasn't a hunting stand for whitetail. It's a hunting stand for the President of the United States of America. And it was only 200 yards away, which would put him in distance. So great job to the Secret Service for finding that hunting stand, right? Very, very proud of them, at least in that venue. But with that, as Donald Trump's life is continuing to be at risk, we now have this mysterious outage, if you will, that struck just today, October 20th, and it's hitting services all across the globe. But take a look at this. This is on Newsmax. Amazon's AWS outage disrupts apps and services worldwide. Amazon's cloud service unit, AWS, was struggling to recover Monday from a widespread outage that knocked out thousands of websites along with some of the world's most popular apps, Snapchat, Reddit, and disrupted businesses globally. The turmoil marked the largest internet disruption since last year's CrowdStrike malfunction, hobbled technology systems in hospitals, banks, and airports, and highlights the vulnerability of the world's interconnected technology. So this is the largest internet disruption since last year's CrowdStrike. After more than 6 hours, some applications came back on, others were still experiencing issues, right? And some of the things that had issues, according to Down Detector, there are about 4 million people who had reported these issues. Snapchat being one of those. They reported around 7,700 on Detector, which is up for about 4,000 reports, but still lower than the peak at 22, right? And then AI startup Perplexity, cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, and trading app Robinhood all had issues. Even Amazon's own services had issues. Fortnite, Epic Games, Clash Royale, and some of the video games also had issues, as well as Lyft also was knocked out. Some of that in the United States. In fact, I went on Down Detector, and you can see they all had these spikes in and around the end there. And I'm going to scroll this out a little bit so you could see it. But you can see all the spikes, kind of happening at in and around at the same time. Boom, 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 boom. And some of them kind of still happening. Some of them have fixed out. Some of them have not. But everything from banks to apps, to services, to phone services, to airlines. As you can see, Delta is experiencing some of that as well. Google as well. So interesting that we have that issue happening right now in light of everything. But the bottom line, the mainstream media isn't really reporting on Donald Trump yet having a potential another person going after him. No, nor are they reporting what some of these Democrats are saying, like the Democrat state senator who's out there, wishing that Donald Trump would die from cholesterol issues, a doctor, mind you. And then we have many, many Democrats out there doing that. There were some awful riots that happened during the No Kings thing. And of course, not one word from the mainstream media. Most of them, I think, were actually peaceful, thankfully, but not all of them. There were riots that broke out. And of course, they say nothing. But either way, please keep President Trump in your prayers. It makes me more worrisome when there's outages like this, because, I think obviously Donald Trump's the president of the United States, and there's a lot of things at risk if technology is not working the way that it should. And so that always worries me about that. But anyhow, I wanted to share all of that with you. I love you guys. Thanks again for being here. Hope all is going well. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.